Hello, my name is Agent24 and welcome to a Modelbench tutorial. This was suggested by Josh Buddy's Animation, so thank you for this idea. Anyway, today I'll show you how to model things. Now, today we're going to be modeling a Flowey the Flower because modeling takes time, and I have very little of it. So I'll just do a simplistic character. So first thing you want to do, a quick Google. If you're doing a character or anything based off of something that already exists, quick Google search will get you more than enough reference art. So you dock the window so that you want to do this so that Modelbench takes up at least 2/3 of the screen. So first, let's click New Model, name it Flowey the Flower, and start with nothing. Add that blank texture is fine. So first, we're going to need to add. Now, you have three options: add part, add cube, and add surface. If you have nothing selected, clicking all three of these will create a part. So let's start off with making the cube, right? Making the base actually. So go into elements. See, we have a new part, and inside we have a new shape. This is our cube. These are all the controls you will need to make your own model. So you can mirror the texture, that's not really showing up. You can invert the model just like you can do in Animator. Create a blend color if you don't want to use a texture. Inherit color, it's everything. That's the materials tab. The wind tab does. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Hey, wait. I have not messed around with this at all. Models don't use it. This is your scale. Oh, and it scales the texture. Be warned, though, if you minimize the scale, it will do some weird things with the sensitivity of the axis in which you scaled it. So if I make it bigger along the z-axis, it'll crawl very slowly. If I make it smaller on the z-axis, it'll move very fast. You get the idea. So first, what we're going to do is, this is your pivot offset. This is where it'll rotate from in the part. This is where these controls will rotate it from. So we want to center it on the X and the Z. Well, first we want to name the part Stem 1. Now, we'll get back to that in a little bit. Now the height, we're going to want to do 3, length of 2, and a width of 2, and of course, center it. See, we now have a small little thumb thing. So, let's work on the bending. This is your bend tab. It's only available when in the part menu. Oh, it's only available when having a part selected. And you don't have the wind here for, I don't know if that's something to do. But yeah. What you want to do is click bendable. Now click X, Y, and Z. So at first mess with a slider to see where it goes from. We want to go upper, and here's the thing about Modelbench. It's in development, so things will be buggy. Yeah. So we go from upper, and bending works different depending on where this is set. So if we go to back, that happens. If we go to right, that happens. But let's just stick it on upper because we want a bendable stem. Now, I recommend setting this to half. If you're doing limbs, set this to half of the length of the limb. For example, we set this to 3 tall, so we want to set it to 1.5. This is bend size. This is the bend size. It allows you to increase or decrease the shape of the bend. and essentially the radius of the curve. I like nice smooth bends, so then I set that low, and there we go. We have our first thing. Now we want to duplicate this twice. There we go, and name them into stem. Name it accordingly. Stem 3 and stem 2. There we go. So now parent that to that, and that to that. And now we want Control Select to select them both, and now we have. Oh, wait, what? Whoa, oh, yeah, that's a thing with Modelbench. The bending gets weird if you duplicate things, as you can see. So to act as a test, we'll just collapse these and move these off to the side. Move them over there. Then add a new part, or duplicate the shape, and then copy the bending settings. We'll just do X upper. Since this is a test, 1.5, we needn't worry about it. And then we move this up by 3, since it shouldn't. And there we go. It's working fine. Now, don't be worried about this. I've messed with this a lot, sort of, and I found out that that this is just a bug with Modelbench, and it literally does not matter. Like, this is it's duplicating also makes the sliders, the bend sliders bend when all the duplicated parts bend. It's weird, but we have a thing. We have a thing, and as a word of caution, if you're going to try to make skin extrusions, I highly recommend adding a separate part, then putting your thing in, instead of adding a part, or instead of adding a cube in here. So let's show you what happens with that. We'll add in in Modelbench sometimes frame drops like crazy. We'll put this one, and we'll move him over here. This is say stem 1. This is see right here. This is our one that's parented to that's inside the part. All shapes inside the part are locked, are dictated by the bend, but bends are part exclusive. So if we do this, our secondary cube is fine. So there we go. Oh, we won't delete this though, because we actually want this on. Oh wait, no. Yeah, that happens. Parts get you will duplicate select sometimes things. We want is the face up here, or but. Let's add in a cube. See, this is one. This is okay. Let's change our UV height to 16. That way, it's exactly the same height as a Minecraft block. So we're whoa. Oh yeah. Whoa. Center it on all axes. Whoa. Alright. Hey. What the crud is happening? So with this information, we have gleaned that he is way too short. So we'll just name this part to head and move the head out. Now we want to duplicate this twice. Stem, name it accordingly. 4 and 5. Parent to as needed. Then parent the head to the stem. That's much better. Now let's compare heights. Move this, scale Y of 2 because that's the exact same thing. No, actually, we'll just do this because I'm nitpicky. There, and he's the proper height. There we go. Oh, and now we're going to need to add in his petals. So we go to the head, add 6. Well, actually, before we do that, let's reset. Let's make the head. Sorry. Let's make the head a proper shape. With yeah, that's good. And we'll, yep, there we go. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Height. All right. 6. Yeah, that's good. Right. I'm going for a Minecrafty style here, so that's fine. Oh, one quick thing I forgot to mention: bending with planes is different than bending with cues. There's a bit of a smoother bend with the planes, so kind of. So here you go. And wait, okay, we're facing front. This is the yellow arrow right here. This is the front because it's there. We go. All right, now what we're going to want to do is add 6 parts to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, and apparently they parented themselves to each. They parented themselves to each other. Discord is now. Name these all. Name these petal, Petal 1, and it'll auto adjust the name. At first, we're going to want to rearrange them by order of. Wait, so it's okay. Go in numerical order like this. 4, 5, and 6. Now what you want to do is cut out those 1 underscore to make it all nice and neat, like so. There we go. Now add in a shape to one of the petals. First, z-axis pivot centering is broken. So so do this and rotate it so that you have a sideways facing thing. Petal 2, move it to where you want the petal to be. So we'll go clockwise. So we want this to be like this. Petal 2 up here, and 1, 2. There we go. And now scroll down to your materials tab and make it 3D. That'll give it depth as well as just make it easier to work with. Now you're gonna want to go to your oh yeah, we'll fix this later. So right now, let's think of how big we want the petals. So his petals are, as you can see, pretty massive. So make it. I recommend for this you make this 4 by. This is up to you, but my recommended is 4 by is 6 tall, 4 wide. Petal 2. We'll move that over so it's a bit that way. Upon investigating this, 2, he actually might look better. Okay, we'll decrease it by 1 on each. There we go. Doop. Actually, yeah, okay. We will do that, center it, but make it shorter because his petals aren't that massive. Now, duplicate the part, move it to petal 1, and copy. Copy and paste is pretty broke. It's a little bit broken. Like the X and Z values get mixed up. So -2, and wait, did they? Oh, no, they didn't. For once, they didn't. The one time I want to show what's going on. 2. Oh wait, how do you? Okay, so it's 30. Then you want that to be 30 as well. See, he's starting to look like the adorable flower we all know and love. Or hate. So now, we want to duplicate these twice and move them into the petals. Alright. Okay, now 3 will be like this. Back it out. Now if we texture these to be, okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This one should be -120. Should be 90. Then plus 30 is 120. Right down here, and 1, 2. There we go. Now, when we texture that, we will need to. All right, that's petal 6. Wait, petal 5. Oh, I pedaled it wrong. And petal 5 goes down here. And there. So we want, as you can see, it's a process of trial and error. You got to move the things into the approximate location of where you want them, and then do that. Well, yeah, approximate and then repeat and repeat. Now, as you can see here, that's pretty it's pretty lackluster back here. So what we do is we increase the width of our head. Oh wait, I've been modeling this thing sideways. Okay, perfect example. Also, of what not to do. So I've been modeling the thing sideways. I think. Stem 1 X is yeah, I have. So the head is fine. There. Now we want to, but our petals are rotated wrong, so we rotate them that way. And that happened. Yeah, that's why. Because we have them oriented this way. Alright, so okay, so now we need to reposition them. It shouldn't take too long. So we'll just do that. 6 is fine. 4, 5, 2, 2. This is 1 more. 3. This needs to be like this and like up. Wait, no. Out 1 each. And there we go. Oh, wow. That looks nice. This is why we trial and error. So we do this. This is the back of his head. Wait. There we go. Since this is the back of his head, we will actually not see the insides of the flower, the back sides of the petals. Wait, huh? It's off center. Wait, why is it off center? Center, center. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Oh, wait, I know why. 0.5. Because, dude, there we go. What? Why? Oh, that's why. And now we need to move all of these to the left by 1. There we go. There. We should have everything good now in the model. But the texturing is a whole nother world. Alright. 1. There we go. Now, oh, we have the adorable flower. So, his petals, I think, are a bit too, like we can increase the width on these by 0.5 and down 5 up and nope, not wrong. Up and there we go. But he's not looking quite right, so we'll just keep trying things out and see how they work. That works nicely. Yeah. So there we go. That's fine. I think, yeah, we'll just center the. We'll just make. These are off rotation, and so we just fix that. There we go. We have a hexadecimal flower. But we're not out of the woods yet. We still need to texture this bad boy. So, you just click on the parts. Now, here's a trick. You can just click select this. It'll just readjust the UV map to the first ones you selected. But you can now, but if it's all the same shape, you can do this. Just move it along. Now, what I highly recommend you do is separate your UV, is organize your UV maps. Right there. There. And now we need the petals, which will be on their own sub-square. We'll organize them. Numerical order. So, 1, 2, dragging over. Oh, wait. Forgetting my own trick. There we go. And just keep organizing until you have it. Now, you're probably wondering how we're going to texture him. I mean, we have a UV map here, but who's going to remember that? Luckily, we don't have to. But what I recommend doing is this. Modelbench does not create folders for you. So, what I've done is create folders for each of my models that I will use. These are just test things that don't really care. So, we need to create a new folder right here and name it the name of your character or object. And why is it? It did. I didn't. Ah, my word! It did. It adjusted it to flower. Rename this to FLOWEY. There we go. Now don't save the model just yet. Instead, scroll down. You see this textures panel? Well, go click the default texture and see this button. Save UV map. Then go into Undertale. Go to Flowy. Say I just give it a name like UV. Save. Now go here. Go to a folder. Go to where you saved it. I saved mine on my desktop. Models, Undertale, Flowy, and open this in a a program such as Paint.net, and you can even use MS Paint for this because our texture has nothing outside of the realm of what we need. So of what we don't need of you get the idea. Nothing outside. It has no protruding textures. It has no invisible parts. Alright, if you want to keep this square style, if you want to do something where his petals are like of what I'm going to do, you'll want to do use a program that can support transparency. I think Paint 3D can do that. So now we just make his petals the shape we want them. Make them all like this because now if you've seen my FNAF model, my most recent FNAF models video, you'll know that I custom textured the thing. And I didn't just do that and call it a day. I added a bit of noise to it to just give it that little oomph of texture, little oomph of non-plasticity. So we'll make his face. Let's see. All right. Border it in, and we'll add the face later. We'll add his face later in Minimator. Now, if I remember correctly, that's how it is. So now we're gonna want to add our green to his face, and yeah, since I don't know how the rotation of the parts, I'll just play it safe and do this like the rotation of the sections of the UV map. I'll just play it safe and do it like this. Like that. And now, it's the stems, which is really easy. You do this, and just select all of these. Do. And fill them in like that. Now comes the noise. So you want to select all of the texture that's a certain material. For this case, the petals, the face, and the stem are all different materials. So we go to in Paint.net you go to Effects, Noise, Add Noise, and you'll get this really messy looking texture. Turn down the intensity, turn off the color saturation, and the coverage is like think of how Minecraft grass is laid out. It's a very diverse texture. So we're gonna want something like that. Now select your face, go to noise, add noise, and turn down the intensity to almost nothing. Play around with the intensity and the coverage to get up where you want it. That's good. Now we will select our entire patch of petals, and it doesn't noise pixels that aren't there, so we get this nice texture. And also for the indents of the petals, go to Adjustments, Hue/Saturation, and turn down the lightness slightly. Yeah. And now do the exact same thing, but with half of it. This will create a nice shadow effect. Control F. Control F. Oh wait, oh no. Effects. Oh wait, yeah, you don't want that. You want to make it darker and more saturated. Like that. There. We have our texture. Now, Control Save. Wait. You want to save this as a different file. Name it something like texture. Save, and since we didn't cover the entire UV map, so we delete that. Control Shift S and save it as texture. And we have our thing. Now we go back to Modelbench. Click this Add Texture button. Texture set as model texture. Now see, we have some UV fighting. Now we can test to see where those boundaries lie. And yep, they're on the outer edges. So now let's go back to paint.net, select a color from our thing, and just border along. Yep, like this, and this. It gives it a nice layer of depth. Save it. Now, I'm not going to change the texture here because it'll automatically adjust. Now, on the UV menu, if your textures are appearing invisible, just literally grab them in the UV menu, and they'll fix themselves. Now, we don't want Z clipping on this model. It can be helpful for certain models, but not this one at all. So, and we turn this up and we have our sensitivity, our grid snap at 0.5, and there we go. Now we'll just Control S to save it as FLOWEYTHE There we go. Model saved successfully. Now, you're probably wondering why he has no face, and that is because we're going to give him one. We're going to give him a working one. Now, because for some reason, my Animator takes a little while to load. Good, so I'll see you there. Okay, now we're in Minimator. If you have just models of objects that are like mass-produced, you can just leave it at that and call it a day. But if you have a character rig with multiple parts, or you have a thing that you want to, if you have a rig that incorporates multiple rigs, you're gonna want to create an entire new project. So we go here, and title it there, Undertale. Change this to Flowey. Yeah, and name it accordingly. The author, you don't really have to. That's what you can if you want to, but I just leave it blank. Create new topic. Now we have our blank canvas. You go to, okay, hey, sorry. Press this button right here. Import an asset. Object keyframe. The page with the thing on it. Go to where you have your model saved, and like so. Oh, click it and import it. Now it'll take a little while, and there we go with our nice fixed texture. Now, what we need to do is add a face rig. I have made my own face rig. So we want the male face, and I will release this separately. So, this is where it'll get difficult because of the way I have this set up. So we want to just delete the face. Oof. And hit it all the way into. Oh yeah, perfect example. See? It's not broken anymore. Sorry, this is mildly terrifying. Place this on the head. And turn on snapping 1 and bring it down. There we go. We want to move it. Just move it in. And all we really need to adjust, I was expecting to adjust more. We all we need to adjust is the inner mouth. Now, where did I put that? There it is. So, I'll just fix this like this. And turn down that. And there we go. Oh, we have a. We'll just adjust the color. Oh, it's colored perfectly. Now, where is the mouth? We'll just change that color to change the blend color to black to match it, or a very dark gray to matches similar to Sprite. Eyelids color, that's that. There we go. So we'll change that to a dark gray. Now the pupils, I need to change. Okay, I should, yeah, change his pupil colors. Change his pupil colors and his eyebrow. Wait, does he have eyebrows? I don't remember. I'll just leave them there if you want. I'll just leave them there in case you want to. We'll just change the color of the brows to black. And there we go. And I made it. And you can rotate that. Oof. There we go. Oh, he has the entire 9 yards. There. Now, one thing we do want to test is if the bending. Okay, uncheck the bending for that, for the top one. There. So, what? Uncheck. Do. There we go. Yep. There we go. There and there. We have a working Flowey model. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make your own model from scratch. Download for Flowey will be in the description below. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you in DC for Mind Fair or next week. Bye bye.